evening everyone, and welcome to this very special double bill episode of Coaster of the Week. Now can I just say, it is a very exciting moment for me now, because I have been doing Coaster of the Week for 10 weeks now. The 4th series, 10 weeks ago, I would have started this brand new series, and I'm so pleased to make it to 10 episodes. It has been absolutely amazing. I've talked about 18 different roller coasters in the past 9 weeks. Now in episode 10, I'm going to talk to you about not just 2 roller coasters, but 4 roller coasters in one episode. It is going to be exciting, it's going to be action packed, and it is going to be full of thrills. So yeah, it is going to be very exciting. Now I spent so much time designing these 4 roller coasters, and they are absolutely awesome. They are huge, they are big, and they are absolutely thrilling, which we're going to be having a look at, and it is very exciting to be doing a double bill episode of Coaster of the Week. Thank you so much to each and every one of you out there for watching the episode, whether it's from the past series, the series before that, or even this series. But it is so grateful that a lot of you out there are watching the channel, watching the videos, and Coaster of the Week is actually in its 10th episode in the 4th series. So without further ado, let's get started on the first out of 4 roller coasters in this exciting double bill edition of Coaster of the Week. Here we go then, it's time for the first out of 4 roller coasters in this double bill edition of Coaster of the Week. Now the first coaster I'm going to be talking to you about is called Winding Turns. Now this coaster is quite a smooth one, because it actually just has loops in this one. It hasn't got any other good inversions, it's just has 3 loops in this one, but however it has 17 drops on this ride. It looks very fun to go on. It's not that long actually, it's only a few seconds shorter than the other coasters that I've actually designed so far, which I'll talk about to you in a few minutes. So let's get straight on to the fill data, and then we'll get straight on to the on-ride PV, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the coaster in a few minutes. So let's go through the fill data, shall we? Max speed 57.34 miles per hour, that is very fast. The average speed is 31.72 miles per hour. The time it takes, 1 minute and 37 seconds. It's a little bit longer than the other coasters. Oh, and can I just say, these coasters are going to be very long in this episode, because it's a double bill episode. I thought, let's make the coasters longer, and let's make them bigger, and lots of thrills added into this coaster for each of the coasters I'm doing. So anyway, back to the thrill data. The length is 85 miles out. It's 85 miles, sorry, not 85 miles per hour, but 85 miles, sorry. 17 drops, like I just said just a few seconds ago, and then there's 3 inversions, and I think that is the loops on this ride. So, thrill and nausea data, the thrill rating and the nausea rating, 100 out of a possible 100, and that is good for the thrill rating, but however it is not so good for the nausea rating. So without further ado, let's get straight on to the first roller coaster of the evening. So there you go, that was the first roller coaster of the evening. Now it was quite a smooth coaster, wasn't anything too exciting to be honest, apart from 3 loops, which I keep talking about. It's just only 3 loops on this ride. It's nothing exciting, it's just got a few drops. It does have a few airtime lift hills on the way, also a few drops, lots of banks along the way as well, so the coaster doesn't overlap or make people too sick and that. So yeah, that is the first roller coaster of the evening. I'm having a very good time doing episode 10 so far, and it is really good to see a lot of you out there that watch the series. I've been doing this for 10 weeks and it's absolutely amazing to see a lot of you out there enjoying the coaster. So let's move on to coaster number 2. So coaster number 2 this evening is called the Giant Showdown. Now this coaster is very, very big. Now it has got a lot of helix drops on this one. It's also got overturned tracks as well. It's got loops. It even has a leaning loop along the way as well, which I've actually placed in. Lots of banks along the way as well. Lots of airtime hills, lots of drops and that for this coaster. And it's quite colourful, this one as well. Much more colourful than the other one that I just did. And plus it actually has a huge elevator, or a huge lift that actually takes the train up the hill, and then it releases the train, and then the train goes down into the next section of the track. So without further ado, let's get straight on to the thrill data of this ride. So the max speed 57.83 miles per hour, the average speed 35.59 miles per hour. The time it takes 1 minute and 40, about 3 seconds longer than the other one. 1 mile with this one is. There's 20 drops on this one, and there's 2 inversions, which will be the loop and the leaning loop along the way as well. So yeah, this coaster, same thrill rating and same nausea rating. They're both 100 out of a possible 100. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight on to the second roller coaster of this exciting episode. So there you go then, that was the second roller coaster of the evening, and it was really good to see that colourful coaster go around. I really like the way that I've added the drops, the loops, the banks as well, and the airtime as well, which I thought was amazing for this coaster. It's quite fast as well, especially when it goes down the big drop after the big escalator at the beginning of the ride, and I thought it was really good to see the coaster go around, to be honest. And it's been really good to see the coaster, and I like the colours that's been used. I like the drops, and yeah, it was quite a fast one as well. I didn't thought it was going to go that fast, to be honest, but it was actually quite long. This one was actually a few seconds longer than the first coaster that I just did a few minutes ago. So yeah, that was the second roller coaster of the evening. So there you go then, that is the end of the first half of the Double Bill episode of Coaster of the Week. Now let's move on to the second half of this episode. So this is when the coasters start to get bigger, they start to get longer, and they start to get a lot more fun as well. So yeah, and that is the next coaster I'm going to be talking to you about, which is coaster number 3. So the third coaster is called Mine Rush Mayhem. Now this is a very, very good coaster. It's themed around a mine. It's not, there's no theming around it because it's in a construction site. But yeah, this coaster it's a bit longer this time. It was longer. It's more longer than the first and second coaster that I've just done. But yeah, let's just go through the thrill data, and then we'll get this coaster underway. So the max speed 46.68 miles per hour. The average speed 25.77 miles per hour. The time, like I said, the coasters are getting longer. They're getting very big as well. So yeah, 2 minutes and 13 seconds. That is a very long time for a coaster, and yeah, it's one of the longest ones I've ever done here on the channel for now. But I'm not gonna go on for it that long, because there might be another coaster that I'll be doing in a few minutes time that might be just a bit longer than the one that I'm doing now. So yeah, so 2 minutes and 13 seconds, that's quite long. 96 miles, which is the length. There's 20 drops on this ride. There's no inversions because this is a steel coaster. So yeah, this is just a little steel coaster that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight on to this POV. So yeah, that was the third coaster, which I've just done. I like the way I've added the helix drops on it, just to slow the train down a little bit when it gets to certain places. And yeah, I've actually added some lift hills on it to slow the train down so it doesn't overturn or overspeed on the track. And yeah, I thought it was a really good little coaster. It's not as big as the other ones that I've just done, but it is a lot smoother as well. So yeah, themed around a mine as well. So yeah, a mine cart train which goes all the way around the track itself. And I made sure that I've added a lot of banks, a lot of lift hills, some airtime, like I do with all my coasters, to make sure it's a very thrilling ride. It's fun as well. So yeah. Also, I just got to let you know, I didn't do the thrill rating again. So let me just talk to you about the thrill rating and nausea rating. 100 out of 100 for the thrill rating, but this coaster was a less was less naughty this time. It was actually 85 out of 100, which is not too bad, but it's still in the red zone, which is not that great, to be honest. So yeah, that was a really good coaster. Now let's move on to the final and fourth roller coaster of this episode. This is when things are going to get exciting. The time has come. It is time for the fourth and final roller coaster here on Bramford Productions in this exciting double bill edition of Coaster of the Week. This is the daddy of all roller coasters. This is the biggest, the fastest and the longest roller coaster you are about to see here on Bramford Productions right now, and it is called the Shook and Drop. Now this coaster, it is very, very thrilling. It is absolutely fantastic, and it is the longest roller coaster so far of the series of Coaster of the Week, and this is absolutely the best one I've actually designed so far, and you're about to see it in a few minutes. But first, let's go through the thrill data and go through all the other statistics, and then we'll get this ride started. So, the max speed, this is the fastest, 93.87 miles per hour. This is the fastest coaster of all. The average speed, 13.78 miles per hour. Now here comes the time. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That is the longest coaster I have done throughout the entire series so far. It is so amazing that you're going to really enjoy this coaster, and it is very, very high up as well, just to give you a bit of a clue. The length of this coaster is 81 miles. It's not that long, because I'll tell you why, because it doesn't have that many drops on this coaster. It has 24 drops on this coaster, and it's because it's quite short as well, so you don't get that many drops. No inversions on this one. However, the thrill rating and the nausea rating is 100 out of 100. It is absolutely thrilling. So, here we go. After 10 weeks of Coaster of the Week, it is time for the longest, the fastest and the tallest coaster of the series so far. Enjoy. well, that's it. That is the end of that coaster. I really enjoyed that coaster, and the drops that I actually used were really awesome. I really enjoyed it myself. It was very fast, and it was very high up as well. And especially for that wooden coaster I actually designed, which I just did. It was a wooden coaster, by the way, and I really enjoyed it. It was actually one of the best ones I've ever done so far. The best ones I've designed here on the channel, and I cannot wait to do more coasters like that in the future. And I really enjoyed this one because it was wooden. It had the shook drop elements used, which is like a fake bit of track at the end. It then moves down the next level, and then it does it multiple times until it actually reaches the drop. So there you go. That is it then for this exciting double bill edition of Coaster of the Week. I hope you really enjoyed it as much as I did, because you know, it was really good to talk about 4 exciting roller coasters in one episode. I started off with the smallest coasters, the one that had the least amount of time. And then I moved my way up, and as the coasters got bigger and they got longer as well. So yeah, that was really great, because I've enjoyed this designing these coasters for you people out there. I like creating roller coasters. I've been doing this for a very long time now. I've been doing it since I was 7, and I've been doing the actual Coaster of the Week series since I was 16. So yeah, nearly 3 years ago I've actually been doing the series, and it's absolutely amazing to see a lot of you that have watched the series over the years, whether it was from series 1, the 2nd, or the 3rd, or the 4th series now. I'm so pleased that lots of you out there are supporting the channel, and please keep it up, because I know Bradford Productions is going to go very far in the future with lots more exciting content to come. So that is it then for this week's episode. Next week then it'll be 2 coasters in the next episode, and it'll be back to normal. Thank you very much for watching Bradford Productions, and I will see you in another video here on the Bradford Productions YouTube channel very soon. See you later everyone, bye for now.